Well, everyone's least favorite person in football never seems to amaze me with the way his mind works. And what I'm bringing to you isn't news per se, but it's actually something that I think is important to talk about. So now, this World Cup in 2026 is an expanded World Cup. We have 48 teams playing for the first time. Now, but surprisingly, despite all the inconsistencies and challenges that this World Cup has faced, along with the good sides too, now Infantino Gianni is looking to increase the one of 2030 to 64 teams. Now, he said right now they are still examining and discussing it, that they will do that in closer observation after the end of this 2026 World Cup. Now, and the unique thing about this deal as well, it's not just that they are increasing it to 64 teams, but also that they intend to spread it across about four countries and two different continents. Now, countries being discussed include Uruguay, Argentina, Paraguay, to play the first set of matches. The reason they are using Uruguay as part of them is that Uruguay hosted the first ever World Cup in 1930. So they are using that as a way to mark the centenary of the World Cup. Now, then the remaining 101 games to be played in Morocco in Africa. Now, they are claiming this is about inclusivity in football. Since it's a World Cup, they want it to be played across the world. Now, this is where it gets a bit dicey because there are a few things about this that seems very unrealistic. Now, first off, travel logistics. Now, traveling between South America and North Africa is a minimum of about 10 to sometimes 14 hours flight. Now, it makes me wonder, are we looking out for the welfare of these players that will probably be moving from these places to this, from one continent to the other in that space of time? Yes, USA, Canada, Mexico is possible because they are still within and around the same environment. But we're talking about a distance from South America all the way down to Africa. That is not a seemingly realistic proposition. Yes, he's proposing this because he believes that, I quote, that this 48 team World Cup is 100% success. Well, it is a success in some sense, but 100%, Gianni Infantino, please, you need to open your eyes. I don't think this was a complete success because travel logistics was a nightmare for some teams. Imagine having to play three group games across two different countries. That wasn't properly planned. Okay, but now these are some of my concerns about this particular arrangement. First off, is the fact that you're talking about a 64 team World Cup. You're talking about playing in countries like Uruguay, Argentina, and Paraguay. Now, aside Uruguay, who hosted the first World Cup, Argentina and Paraguay should not be in this conversation. Argentina is currently being investigated for corruption charges for money laundering up to about $300 million in the last World Cup. Now, Paraguay, on the other hand, with the senator and some of their players making racist chants after their loss to France. Are you hosting a World Cup where black players are not going to feel comfortable to come to? I think this should be one of the questions Gianni Infantino should be looking at. Are you hosting a World Cup where black players will feel uncomfortable to come to? I think he should address these issues. Or is this now foolproof or giving us more proof to the fact that Argentina actually has dirt on this man? I'm just wondering because why propose this? There are other countries that seem, you're talking about inclusivity. Let's talk about countries who are not trying to clear out the blacks in their population or that never did that in their history. Countries like Brazil, that has a mixed population, should be in that conversation. Yes, they hosted 2014. How about other countries in South America? They've not addressed the Paraguayan senators issue and some of their players that raised racist chants. So there are chances that these things, yes, I'm not saying that everyone in Paraguay is a racist, but the fact that even their government hasn't condemned this is worrying. So these are just a few concerns from my seeing this particular story, and I don't know what you think about this. Do you think this a good deal? Playing a World Cup of 64 teams. First off, yes, it's a good thing for many new teams to get the opportunity to qualify. Yes, because probably maybe the allocations for each continent will increase. But there's something about that thing is that it will now water down the quality of certain games. Good example is Argentina's group. Look at the kind of teams they played against. It will make some groups look so strong, while some groups look so easy. I don't think there's any need for an increased tournament. Let everybody fight. This is the beauty about qualifying for things, right? It puts the fire in many teams to fight for their qualification. I don't know your opinion about this. Do you think this is a good deal to increase this tournament to a 64 team tournament? Do you think it's a good deal even playing it in this? I support the idea of Uruguay. While I have my issues about certain things about them being racist or maybe not being racist, but I think there's a way to work around that. Yes, it's good to bring back the history to Uruguay. Yes, I agree with that to an extent. But Argentina, Paraguay right now, Argentina is still being considered. It's just like sometimes in football, certain things come out in the light and they never get addressed. Look at Man City and the 115 charges till today. While some other people get lashed out or punished immediately, some other people get to stay on it for years. Chelsea some time ago faced their penalty for breaking FFP rules. Everton faced their not long ago, but Man City is still sitting on 115 charges till today. Look at Argentina. Who knows how long this case is going to go on for? I don't know. I just think this is something I should bring to your notice. And let me know what you think about this. Do you think FIFA is biting more than they can chew? Are they becoming more politicized than actually addressing the main duty that they have, which is managing football? I'd like to know your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, and we'll see you on the next one.